All right, let's clap it up. Welcome to episode 58 of the 5ASIDE podcast, where we will be previewing the Euros and Copa America. Very, very exciting stuff this summer. And today you are joined by
What's going on? Seb.
Kendrick.
Gabriel.
Josh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Welcome everybody to this preview.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, bro. Fresh
Welcome
from
back.
Amsterdam, London, back to London.
Straight from overseas.
Yeah.
Wembley final. We're gonna have to talk about that, bro.
Global travel out.
Hey, man.
Global
listen,
travel out for sure.
Global
I
travel out.
went to the Euros ahead of time.
Come on, bro. The only man who could stop Man City besides Real Madrid. You got Real Madrid and then Josh with United.
That's a
Crazy.
fact,
His first
bro.
United game, like I said last episode, they won in Wembley.
It's a fact.
Absolutely ridiculous.
We'll chat about it another time.
For sure. But getting into the preview, we're obviously going to talk about the Euros and Copa America, which are starting and going to be going on at the same time and ending on the exact same date, in which we will be hosting a watch party back-to-back at Daily Paper. But going into these two tournaments, I want to hear from everybody, who do you think is going to win and why for both tournaments? And then what type of tournament do you expect it to be? Do you think it's going to be really exciting? Do you think it's going to be a boring one? Do you think it's going to be surprising, standard? What's y'all vibe with the tournaments? Who's going to win, why? And then what do you think it's going to be like?
I can start with my Euros prediction, I guess.
Let's get it.
Go to Copa America. In my heart, and honestly, I don't think it's too ridiculous of a take. Italy always does really well when they have a team that is underwhelming. So every time the Italian national team has been like kind of touted by the Italian media as like, oh, this team is mid, this team is kind of trash. They tend to do much, much better than the teams that are touted as, you know, like, oh, we have all the stars, we should do well. Less pressure generally equals a good run for Italy. So I think an Italy semifinal, just as an Italian, will be there. My actual pick for who I think will win is I think the Dutch are long overdue for a trophy.
Okay.
Yep.
I think they are long overdue. I think with the amount of balls in that team that are just hitting that stride, they have this weird thing where they almost lost a golden generation, but then kind of regenerated one in the midst of losing their last one. And so I think it's a perfect spot for them to finally get a trophy. Team is so fire. A lot of cool folks on that team. So I think it's about time the Dutch get a trophy.
I mean, not gonna lie, going off of that, just coming back from Amsterdam as well. You know, there is the only one team in the Euros that is fielding 3 Ghanaians at the front 3. With Brian Barbary, Depay, and Gakpo. So, you know, I'm always rooting for
Frimpong as well.
Frimpong in the back, too. In the back, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I meant the front 3. But
But
of course,
four Ghanaian starters
Yeah,
might as well
that
be
is-
Ghana
that is
national
kinda
team.
crazy.
Yeah, that's
you know
fire.
what I mean?
Boiled Egg FC.
What's that?
Boiled Egg
Yeah.
FC.
Come on. Listen, so I don't hate. I'm rooting for them.
Love that. Kendrick, who you got?
I didn't expect that to say that. I was gonna say Netherlands.
Really?
Yeah, I think they have a lot
This
of.
is insane.
No,
Alright.
they have like a lot of winners on their team.
Yes.
Like Frimpong with the Invincibles. They have Javi Simmons, who just won that German thing at the beginning of the season.
He just
Maybe
scored his
Super
first
Cup?
goal.
Yeah.
He scored his first goal as well.
Yeah.
Van Dijk, obviously seasoned player. Depay, seasoned player. They have a lot of veterans. A lot of, like you said, a lot of guys who have been waiting to win something.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't think they're gonna win, but I think if there's any like dark horse or team that's like could really make a run as Netherlands, obviously the default for me is gonna be France.
Mhm.
Like
Right,
that's the
of
team
course.
with the most
Yeah.
power,
They should.
all the stars, the big names, the expectation. It just comes down to like whether or not they can actually pull it off.
Yeah.
I think another good shout too is also Germany being the host nation.
I was about to
Of
say
course.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
That's who I think is going to win.
it's possible.
But it's like 50.1% Germany, 49.9%
of
France.
course.
Because pure talent, France has it. And the fact they didn't win the World Cup or the last Euros, I think they're due for their next trophy because I think they're so talented. It has to be more than the 2018 World Cup. But I think Germany's going to end up taking it. I think the slight edge is being the host nation.
Mhm.
And so much to prove based on their really disappointing record in the last few major competitions, falling out of back-to-back World Cup group stages, losing to England in, I believe, the quarterfinals of last Euros as well. Being the host nation, Toni Kroos back on the national team, playing his last games ever as a professional player, fresh off an amazing season with Real Madrid. All the German talent in midfield up front. They got the experience, but they got the youth in guys like Jamal Musiala, who's an electrifying player. I'm going to go with the host nation, Germany.
And they got
So
the
we'll
best
see.
kit, low key.
Oh, home and away for sure. The
Low
pink is
key.
ridiculous.
Low key.
Lifting the trophy in the pink?
Best
Low key.
kids.
Absolutely ridiculous. But of course, I'm rooting for España. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
So-
not forget the Dutch were in the World Cup semifinals though.
But you know what the problem with the Dutch is?
They don't win.
They're an almost
This
ass
last World Cup?
national team, bro.
They lost to Argentina.
Yeah, no, that's a
They lost to
fact.
Argentina
Yo.
on pens.
Wait. That was a quarterfinal, and then
No.
semifinal. I think was Croatia.
Yeah, I don't think they.
I
made
think
to
it was the
semis.
Is that true?
quarterfinal.
I don't think they.
I
made it to
believe
semis.
so. I believe it was the
I
quarterfinal.
would
I
have.
remember the semis.
It felt like a semi. Maybe.
It felt like a semi.
They, there was a lot of like pressure in that game, but I don't think it was a semi.
Anyway,
It would have been a nice semifinal. Remember, he kicked the ball onto the bench.
yeah.
Yeah. They were
Paredes.
beefing.
Where'd it go?
Crazy.
I just want to verify really quick.
Croatia beat
think
Brazil.
It was a
It
quarterfinal.
was a quarter.
Yeah. Because Croatia made it back to the semifinals and they played Argentina.
Got you. They lost some pens.
Yeah.
to Argentina.
And the Dutch had the crazy 2 late goals from
Right.
Luke de Jong,
Yeah.
tall, less skinny, you know what I'm saying? Older player.
It's true.
Absolutely. I watched that game in the office actually.
Mm.
And that was insane.
Anyways,
that was
I
so
will
much
say
fun.
though, in terms of because you also asked how we think it'll feel.
Yeah.
I think in comparison to like recent Euros, I don't know if it's maybe just recency bias, but this Euro feels like the talent is a lot more spread out.
it feels fun.
Like there's a lot
Yeah,
more like young
yeah.
guys who
Yeah.
have been playing really well in different leagues, like the smaller leagues
Yeah.
around Europe who are like well represented.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of guys who are playing for Turkey, at like Real Madrid,
Yeah.
Inter.
Yep.
Like there's just like a lot of talent
Yeah.
on these teams.
I think it's
that-
the new generation's fully here. It's a new generation
Exactly.
tournament. Is my
Wow.
feeling.
That's a
Even-
good point. Like it's an ushering in of a
Yeah,
new era.
it
of
really
football,
is.
for sure.
If you even look
Yep.
at England as well,
Oh,
they
for
have
sure.
a potential Ballon d'Or winner in the team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, as a United fan, even having Kobe Manu join the team
That's a
after,
Right.
a,
Start.
after a debut
fact, yeah.
season.
Young ass
So,
team,
Cole
bro.
Palmer.
Mhm.
Yeah. No,
And
for real.
No,
for real.
actually.
The other thing, the last point on why I think the Euros will be really fun is because of that third place clause, where like a third place
Yeah.
team can jump into the
Mhm.
round of 16.
They've had that the last couple now.
So like I think that's always gonna make a tournament super fun when you have like that third match really counts for something
Yeah.
all over the board. So I think
And I think Portugal, when they won in
Yo, I didn't even
2016.
think about
we're a
Portugal.
third.
Portugal's nice.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
tough.
we didn't even
I'm gonna talk about them later. We're gonna get
Portugal.
into it. We're gonna get into it. We're
not
gonna get into it.
convinced.
But I was gonna say, I think
Ronaldo.
Portugal won
Portugal
off
is
being a
off
third place
being a
team.
third place team,
I'm gonna
yes.
check.
Yo,
But I think that's how they won, which is
I
crazy.
forgot
Portugal,
existed
Bernardo
for a
Silva,
Underrated team, bro.
Leao, Ronaldo.
Damn, there's a lot of good teams in this
Of
tournament.
The
bro.
key for them, I mean, they were third place and they won the Euros. Crazy. But the
Oh.
key for them is chemistry. So,
Yeah.
any other thoughts on how they feel the tournament's gonna be before we get into
I
Copa
mean,
winners?
Euros always a nice time.
Yeah.
I'll say like there's a lot of nostalgia for us. Yo, 2016 is how we met, bro.
True.
For me,
Oh, and then Ronaldo won.
you know what I mean. And then Euro 2020 or 2021, 2020 Euro was our first event
Yeah.
Yep.
at the ground.
Shout out
It
the
was
ground,
crazy.
man. First ever wavy footy event,
You know what I mean,
which led into our second one meeting Seb. Like, yeah,
bro? So,
snowball effect.
bro,
Fresh off the panty too. Fresh off the pandemic. Crazy.
bro,
Crazy
it's
times.
true. So Euros is gonna be fun.
Word.
And the thing about it is there's another tournament going on too. Talking
Yeah.
about Copa America.
Yeah, absolutely. So this Saturday, June 15th at Soccer Sunset Park, we are hosting a $3,000 cash prize soccer tournament with our boys at Chair New York. It's going to be absolutely crazy. We got 24 teams in it that are going to be set up in a Euro style thing. So we're going to have the group stage into the knockouts. It's going to be the top 2 advance as well as the 4 best third place teams, which creates lots of excitement, like you just said, Seb. I'm going to have a DJ playing the entire time, 1 to 7 p.m. Our last one was amazing. 16 teams going for a $600 cash prize. This time 24 for $3,000. So I've honestly never seen anything like this in the city,
It's a fact.
you know, personally. But
Listen,
very excited for it. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. Still a few slots left, and then a lot of exciting recap to come too.
if you're nice at ball, come collect
Yeah.
3K, bro.
You
That's
say
it.
a lot of talking. Now's your time to prove it.
3K, bro.
For
you
sure.
want $3,000.
Word.
Cover your rent for a month or two, depending on what.
Not 2 months here, but
Depending
Nah,
on
true,
depending on
true.
where you live.
Word. They might go back to Philly and
If
be
you
all
got
right.
four
yeah.
roommates, if you got 4 roommates,
That's true.
Bro, if
That's
you're a
true.
one-man team, you could hold the whole
Yeah,
thing.
1v5 going
1v5.
crazy.
Oh, that's a fact.
You just need a goalie.
Oh, wow.
You are the goalie, bro.
Definitely. Goalie,
Just
everything.
stay in goal the whole
Kamavinga would
time.
do it. You heard?
If they don't score, you lose.
Yeah.
Penalty,
bro.
go straight to shootouts.
He's shooting off out and saving them.
Trust.
That's crazy.
Copa predictions?
Yeah, Copa predictions. So, yeah, how we feeling about Copa America? Another tournament going on. A little bit smaller, only 16 teams instead of 24. Hosted in the U.S. this time. Lots of conversation around it. Argentina, fresh off the World Cup win. Brazil, can they get back to what they're supposed to be? U.S. is host. Colombia, 21 games unbeaten. Who are your thoughts on winners and feel of the tournament before we get into the more detailed predictions?
Those Colombians look good, bro.
They look amazing.
They look good.
Yeah.
They out there rapping and whatnot.
Word, bro.
And-
Fire. I love that shit.
Rodriguez, you saw Rodriguez go?
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, the guy's playing like he's back at Real.
Bro,
It's
Luis
true.
Diaz is a reggaeton rapper, bro. It's over.
Nah, he got the voice for it.
Nah, the voice, everything. He like you would not know he's one of the players on the
I
team.
wasn't sure it was him.
Bro, I was
looked
actually
up,
like,
is this
'cause you
actually
know-
Luis Diaz?
Can I be real? There's a lot of artists or athletes who make music, and it feels like an athlete making music.
Right.
That felt like someone just making music.
That's so funny. That's
So,
true.
nah, respect to him. But I didn't. That's not the player on the team I thought would rap like
Bro,
that.
not at
I
all.
love it.
That's
He's
so
having a good
yeah.
year, man.
He plays like he's listening to music, bro.
Word.
It makes sense.
Bro, and
He plays like he got AirPods in.
and his
fact.
parents were kidnapped this year.
Yeah.
Like he had a point in the season.
What is that?
No, listen, I'm not done. He had a point in the season.
I'll let you later. I'll let you later.
Bro, he had a point in the season where like he didn't know if his parents were gonna be okay. Like he's playing with a
Yes.
different type of passion right now. Like he's not scared of football when he had that type of shit happen to his
Yes,
family,
yes,
bro.
yes, yes.
So
It's funny.
yeah,
All due
But-
respect.
But
yeah,
to
of
get
course.
to
Nah,
get
they're healthy, they're safe, everything.
to get to predictions though,
No,
in
no.
terms of who we see winning, I'm personally biased again.
Bless
as
you.
Nah, listen, as you guys know, I stay in a place that has a lot of South Americans. You know what I mean? I need Brazil to do what they need to do, bro. I live in Sao Paulo, for real.
Have you been to his court, bro? He lives
Yes,
there.
I have been.
If you look around, it's just
Straight
just
Brazil.
Brazilian.
And so, like, it would be cool to be just in a place that has a lot of passion and to see, obviously, like, you know, the celebrations. I think also for me, too, it'd be great for the Ballon d'Or winner to be a black man and Vinicius Jr. And so I need the
He's gonna be a
campaign to,
black man either way.
It is.
of course,
We got Vini, Mbappe, Jude.
but it's
Kroos could sneak in maybe, but that's
of
it.
course.
Yeah.
Of course, but you know, even you know the recent songs that are being made about him and what he's
Yeah.
represented. Also, even the recent what was it? The recent sentencing
You want to talk about it now?
of those who just quickly, you know,
Yeah.
there's a sentencing of the people who you know abuse Vinny racially and
Yeah.
verbally. And it's a statement that really, what should I say, brings together the reality of like
Yeah.
what we need to do.
And just
in the
some
sport.
for sure, and some specifics on that. So the
Yeah.
3 people who are identified as racially abusing Vini from the infamous game in Valencia have been sentenced to 8 months in Spanish prison, which is probably the harshest ban I've ever seen towards
Yeah.
racism in
Easily.
football stadiums,
Easy.
and the first ever conviction of the like in the country after the 10+ incidents he alone had suffered that year,
Mhm.
including the Atletico fans hanging a toy of him in effigy over a bridge in the city, on top of all the things that Samuel Eto'o infamously went through in his experience, Dani Alves, tons of other black players. So definitely a landmark moment and a very strong punishment on it. So yeah, thoughts not just on the moment, but the level of punishment that was put there too.
I mean, consequences is how you learn.
Word.
I think it's harsh. Frankly, I think it's harsh, and I think it accomplishes. I think we will see that it accomplishes the wrong thing in terms of. I think it will create a lot more like muddling and a lot more discussion about whether or not the sentence is right, whether or not it's too much, whether or not it's too little, and a lot of like back and forth between folks who are going to use it as a tool. And I want to really phrase this right because I understand it's like it's a complicated issue. I think a lot of people in Spain will take this as an excuse to run with the racism that they already feel. And so while it may accomplish making people feel scared inside the stadium, I think that outside of the stadium and within actual areas between parents and children, friends and stuff, I don't think it accomplishes any sort of like, an actual understanding or an actual clarity on why that's wrong has been accomplished. I think instead it antagonizes people. And it turns Vinny into a like much more of a villain within a society than it.
I agree with that last.
Like,
part,
do you not
yeah.
understand how? you
No,
don't
I
understand
get it,
how
because it's
within the
so harsh.
society, it makes him
Yeah,
like a
because
bad guy.
it went from you can do this to prison. And so that level of shift, I understand the negativity that some people could react to, but that law also is because they're deeming it as a hate crime,
Yes.
which extends beyond a
Yes.
football stadium.
Yes.
So if you're on camera in a Starbucks in Madrid and you do those sorts of things towards somebody,
Yes.
you have the same level of consequence. So I think it's actually using football as an example of how in society in this country of Spain, I'm saying this as a black Spanish person who suffered racism in Spain, unfortunately, that like, nah, this is not okay. This is not allowed. So I think it's an important landmark moment. And if you're pissed about it, I can't change you from being racist because you're already racist. I don't know, there's not many reformed, like, genuinely hatred towards a race to now suddenly, like, I'm okay. So if you pissed off at that, then you're probably going to be racist for life, and I can't help you.
I'm anti-prison, but
Yeah.
I'm not mad at the decision. Like, I hope it just, contrary to your belief, I hope it makes people afraid to, like, be racist, and I hope it makes, like, younger people realize that, like, there's consequences for your actions. And I think, like, as much as prisons oftentimes don't accomplish what they're set out to do, it does, to a degree, like, deter some people from doing certain things. So,
And Spain is very different because they don't have anywhere near the mass incarceration of the
Right,
U.S. The
right.
entire system is completely
so it's
different.
probably even scarier. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
My
They
point
actually
was
got
that-
prison time.
I think one thing to keep in frame before, because I do want to hear,
Mhm.
but the thing that you highlight is that it incites an emotion, and I think that is part of the journey. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, good
Like
point.
it's
You have
not-
to address it. Yeah, it's real.
It's not that you don't want to like hit that step. That's gonna be the initial reaction. If it causes more, we deal with it, but it has to incite that emotion.
Mhm.
That's the same thing with, like, integrating schools in the U.S.
Yeah,
People are, like, anytime you have, no,
True, it's
at
true.
like,
first-
anytime you have a movement towards progression, the racists or the sexist or the whatever
They
are
turn
going to
up.
react. And yeah,
Turn up.
but you have to live with it. And so it's a tough moment, but I think it's a landmark moment that's
Sure.
going to create a lot of change, hopefully.
How do you feel about the fact that these people aren't or have remained anonymous throughout this process?
I don't know legally how
doesn't
that
bother
works
me.
in general with crimes, to be honest.
Why did you ask that question?
Because for me, I think a better solution is to remove that anonymity. Instead of creating a punishment in which these unnamed 3 figures have been sentenced to 8 months in jail, instead of punishing them by putting them in jail, you punish them by taking away their anonymity.
But that's fame, though.
Yeah,
because
you get
the
fame
mass
and
shooters in the
attention.
U.S. just want they want to be
That's a good
seen,
point. That's a
so
good
they
point.
get their fame by putting their name on it.
That's true.
That they put Columbine was one of the first well-known mass shootings at a school in the U.S. and I believe they put them on the cover of might have been Time magazine, the
yeah.
2 guys,
Mhm.
which is what started the chain of the spike in the
Good
mass
point.
shootings.
Yep.
And since then, like, they don't show their faces on TV, they don't use the name, etc. So I would think probably
L-
not that.
L
Obviously,
takes
completely different crime,
Literally,
but
L
Word.
takes today, bro.
No,
Word.
thank you. He's right.
But who's
Um,
winning Copa? No, I'm playing.
Brazil?
Yeah,
Are
I'm
we
Brazil.
putting on our whiteboards? And
We're gonna get into the actual
Fair.
white boys.
But yeah,
thing,
no,
so,
yeah, I said Brazil.
yeah,
Continue.
I'm rooting for USA
yeah,
at the end of the day.
absolutely.
There's been mad heat on Berhalter.
Mhm.
A lot of people saying this is his last chance to like prove himself or do something before the World Cup.
Yep.
So it's really now or never for the U.S. in terms of like leading into the next couple of years of soccer. Because if they don't perform well, it's just gonna be like a bad precedent for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And on the contrary, if they do well, it sends a
huge.
statement to the rest of the world. Like, when y'all come here, like, don't think it's sweet.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you gonna come here and you gonna have to get past us. Versus like, we about to come to USA and just shit on all the
That's a
Americans.
fact,
You
isn't
know what I'm
it?
saying? It creates a different dynamic for the next 2 years.
The problem
So-
is that come here thing is not our house in those stadiums. You saw
Huh?
the game against Colombia and Maryland?
Yeah,
It's
Or
mostly-
Mexico and
mostly
Texas.
Colombians.
Yeah.
that's fair.
That's the one thing with a diverse nation. We have
Yep.
every nationality, so they
Yeah.
can mob out to every game.
Yeah.
But if
But the World
US
Cup in general is kind of that way. Like
Definitely,
most games are, not, you know.
definitely.
What
Yeah,
I
but if
mean?
it's a home like in South
But
Africa,
a home
when it
World
was-
Cup,
when it was a
facts,
South
facts,
African
facts.
match, it was mostly
Yeah,
South
not in terms of the crowd, but in terms of like the energy, like
Yeah.
like the European teams going to Germany,
and they can fix that.
No, like we're about
think
to
so.
be in like a
Yeah.
degree of like a hostile environment
Yeah.
just by nature of being in a German
Yeah,
footballing country that's
Yeah,
known
yeah, yeah.
for,
Of course.
for winning.
and it's how they
Even-
sell the tickets too. I think they're gonna try to find a way to fix that for the World
I hope
Cup
so.
because you
Important.
will be able to get every nationality to go against,
Yep.
especially as you go further in the competition and you're playing, I don't know, France or something.
Yep.
You can get
Brazil,
the-
Brazil versus USA in the final.
Choo.
That would be
It'd be
it.
So key thing, we'll get into the group stages. They could play each other, unfortunately, in the quarterfinals if one gets first place in the group and one gets second place.
Mhm, mhm.
So we gotta hope they both win the group or both get second place to avoid
I'm
that.
rooting for it. I need that final.
Yeah,
bro.
nah, we're there.
In Brazil,
It's up.
Screw the watch party. We're going to Miami for
Yeah,
that.
well, at that point,
It's up.
we gotta get on the flight.
Cancel.
bro.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
So what you saying?
I'm gonna say who you think's
Parachute
gonna
into
win.
the match.
Word.
Like I said earlier, I think the Colombians look really good. And
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of pressure. The Argentinians have like a little act they have to follow up. The Brazilians are in a little weird spot where they don't really have a clear star.
Yeah.
That like they're still in that like mourning Neymar phase. I
Mm.
feel like as a national team.
So,
Yeah.
So I think I think the Colombians have it's one of the I don't know if you guys remember the run that Chile went on where they won 2 back-to-backs,
Yeah.
kind of as underdogs.
Messi
with
lost
not too
both
much
finals.
pressure on them. I think the Colombians will do something similar.
I agree with you, 100%.
I have a random story. Give me 1 minute.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Please. go ahead.
I was reading earlier. I brought this up mad long ago, but remember how I was telling you that Paqueta, how you say it? Paquetao?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Paqueta.
song you're talking about?
No,
Yeah,
the
okay.
place.
player.
No, the player.
Paqueta,
This one has a
Paqueta,
song called
Paqueta.
Paqueta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paqueta. He was like kind of suspended by West Ham for a little bit because of like betting.
Oh, word. Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like
yeah.
recently, I think like a month ago, the English Federation actually like charged him, like
Yes.
officially charged him of like violating the betting rules.
With him
Apparently,
playing with Betway on his shirt every day. Anyway.
yeah, but like
couldn't
apparently,
go to Man City because of it.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And
wow.
like apparently, like a year ago or something, like he allegedly, or they charged him of basically getting a yellow card on purpose, so that him or other people would benefit from betting on him getting a yellow card. But it was just a crazy story because the place that they traced it back to, where like there was a spike in bets, was in Brazil in a town called Paqueta. So it just looks crazy because it's like, bro, I think that's where he's from, and that's why he goes by Paqueta. So it's like
Interesting.
it just
Paqueta.
got
Yeah.
tied directly back him. Like
Yeah.
that day, everybody bet that Paqueta was gonna get a yellow card.
Yeah.
But now it ties into Copa because people are saying there's some people saying that he shouldn't be allowed to play for Brazil because they're like, yo, like he getting charged by the federation for doing
Full
crime.
charged by England. Yeah.
The English Federation for doing
Yeah.
crime. What's to stop him from doing it
For
again during
Brazil.
Copa for Brazil in his home country? And like all the Brazilians are like, nah.
It's an
Like,
interesting legal
we're
question
gonna protect him, Because I mean, you can't force them to not let him play for his own.
because they don't have
federation.
oversight
Of course.
of the
Exactly.
Brazilian national
But
team.
it looks kind of crazy.
What is local law to an international criminal?
Yeah. Dead ass.
Bro, come on.
I'm
So
crying.
I was reading about that earlier, and I was like, this is an insane story that nobody's talking about.
Yeah, there's too much going on, bro. There's too much going
That's
on.
what we're here for.
But if it was
Yeah.
Ivan Tony, it might
Word. We saw that
have been a
happen.
different story.
Mm.
Saw that went.
We'll
All
see.
right. Y'all ready to get into the whiteboards?
Get into it.
Let's do it, man.
So we are going to go group by group and pick who we think will advance. So the Euros is interesting, right? Because 4 third place teams will go through. So you guys want to pick your third place teams as we go by group or at the end? Just because it's kind of it's
I
hard to
think we
keep
just
track.
do top two.
Yeah.
top two.
Just do top 2,
And then we
and
can
then you
mention
can
some
pick a few.
dark horses.
I bet.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the top 2. We understand that 4 third place teams will go through, but we're gonna pick our top 2. So we're starting off with Group A. We have Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. Who goes through? We'll show our whiteboards, and then we'll say why.
Fuck, I have to pull it up on my phone.
And this marker does not work.
That's late.
Word.
Um,
But I got another
what
one.
The other ones, okay.
So it's all good.
Damn.
And this one's great. Okay.
So we're going Group A right now.
Yep, we got Germany, Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland. Just write the 2 names of who you got going through.
I'm gonna do all
The
4.
two.
I'm gonna do all 4.
Yeah, let's do the ranking of all 4.
Oh, the ranking. I
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
I'm ready whenever you guys are.
My bad.
And at home,
Ah, shit.
do it as well. You know, do it along with us. Interesting. I'm gonna go. Actually, this is better because 2. Then you can see that some of the third place teams that'll go through.
Mhm.
So this is actually a good idea. Oof.
My thing is, all these national teams that don't speak one language in their camp.
Just,
Can't
I
do
hate Sebastian.
Steph always got
I
some
hate
shit, bro.
Sebastian.
That is- He always
got
I hate
some-
I'm not gonna lie, that's
Sebastian.
lit.
I
That's lit.
hate
Sebastian always
him,
got
bro.
That's lit. That's
Alright.
you got to think of them dynamics.
I can't do it.
Why you
That's-
want this shit,
that's-
man?
I'm
big,
not-
bro?
Because this is a big ass whiteboard, nigga.
I don't believe in any.
I don't know if
national
someone's
team.
watching.
That's no. Say what you said. That's lit though.
I don't
You
believe in any
looking at
national
it.
team that's
Hilarious.
using interpreters.
They think
Yeah.
it's just football, bro. It's not just
It's
football.
not.
All right, ready?
Bro,
Culture.
hold on. Switzerland.
All right. Let's go by each person, actually. That make
wanna
more
turn
sense?
them
Let's
all
go
at
this way.
once?
Let's go this
Huh?
way.
You don't want to turn them all at once?
We could turn them all at once, but it's a lot to look at.
All right, fine.
Yeah, we'll go by person.
It's
So,
quite a lot to look at.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Seb,
I'll begin.
Seb, you go first.
I think we have Germany,
This is Group A.
Group A. I think we have Germany first, Hungary second, Switzerland third, Scotland fourth.
Why?
So Germany
Fuck.
at home.
Yep.
These are some easy teams to beat, I believe. I think they've rigged their group, as you can see here. But this should be quite easy for them. They should go out for. They should get through first. Hungary, if I'm not mistaken, I think Hungary qualified in first place in their qualifying.
They got
I'm not mistaken.
Sobo slide from
Yeah,
Liverpool
I think-
balling out.
I think they have quite a good team in terms of what else they have to face in this group. I think they should make it through. The Swiss, I don't believe in, like I said, any nation that uses interpreters in their national team camp. If you guys don't speak one language in your national team camp,
This guy's lit, bro.
no. And then the Scottish.
This guy's lit.
mean-
it's not just football, bro.
It's not.
I mean, I can't really name many Scottish players. quite frankly.
McTominay, Billy Gilmore. He's a little talented.
Billy Gilmore like that, bro. He
Yes,
played for
but-
Brighton
No, he's
now?
good.
He
Yeah,
played
he's
for
good.
Brighton
He's
now?
good. He's good.
Don't
Not the
sleep.
name. They're laughing at the name because
I don't know.
Scottish.
You know, normally,
Billy Gilmore.
Billy Gilmore.
normally if Scotland was in a
Tierney
group
was
with like
Paqueta.
more fancy football playing nations, I think I would root for them. But these are all better Scotlands. So
Yes, that's
No.
the best.
All right.
does that make sense? These are all
Yeah,
better. Yeah,
better Scotland's better.
Yeah,
man. Kendrick.
I have Germany, Switzerland, Scotland, Hungary,
Okay.
Germany for the reasons previously stated.
Word.
Switzerland because they have the Albanian refugees, Xhaka
That's
and
true.
Shaqiri.
Mm.
And they just play with a different level of passion.
Kanji on there
and-
too.
Yeah, they play with a different vim than like these two are ready for.
Yeah.
I can't name a single player on Hungary. And
Dominic
these- their-
Szoboszlai.
You should
their
know
team
Szoboszlai.
sounds like they're hungry and famished.
I
So
cried.
yeah.
All right, I got the same
Why is
as
your
Kendrick.
board so big?
Because this one was here. We needed 3 more, so I had the big board. Fuck it. I also did Germany, Switzerland, Scotland, Hungary. Germany as a host, they're gonna get it done, no question. Switzerland's been doing pretty well. They beat France in the last Euros, which was a huge. Also, shout out my boy Artie Furtado from out there. Scotland has a little bit of talent with Billy Gilmore, McTominay, Tierney. I think they'll do something. I do like Szoboszlai and Hungary, but as a full unit, I just don't think they're gonna get it done in that group. But
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. To bring it home, like I said, Seb is lit. The reality of the fact is Hungary and Switzerland, they're both, if you actually look at like what the predictions for them, they're both touted to go through, especially with there being 3 places. But the reality of football is expectations actually don't run in terms
It's a
of who
fact.
should win.
It's a fact.
I agree.
So, Scotland, I think, yeah, McTominay is
that's a good
cool,
group.
but being a United
Word.
fan.
Where? We got Group B. Me and Seb's group.
Yes,
we have
sir.
España, Italia, Croatia, and Albania. Very spicy group.
Hey.
Very spicy
I don't know
group.
what to write, bruh.
I know what I'm writing. But
Hey.
What's the group again? Sorry. just
Spain,
Croatia, Italy.
Croatia, Italy, Albania.
That's so funny.
That's
This-
rough.
This
bro.
side, man.
It's an interesting time for a lot of these teams too. Spain's pretty young, Croatia's pretty old, Italy's kind of a bit random right now, but still pretty talented. Albania's been in great form, so who knows?
Man, I'm gonna get cooked for this.
Is this gonna be like when y'all said Spain wouldn't get out of the group and then they just smash it?
Wait, who is it? Spain, Italy, Albania.
Spain, Italy,
Bro,
Croatia,
pull it up
Albania.
on your phone.
I did.
Yeah.
I forgot. Albania
God.
and
Seb, you
Croatia.
ready?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jordan.
All right, Seb, we'll go in the same order.
All right,
Let's go quick too, though.
I have Croatia first,
Oh my
Italy
God.
second, Albania third, Spain fourth.
Boo! It's fine.
Croatians, I think we may all agree, or most of us will agree that Croatia is the most like they are the most solid team in this group in the
Disagree.
sense that they've proven the most recently in terms of how far they've gone in international
Well,
tournaments.
them old guys is done.
They're a bit old. I do agree that they're a
Very
bit old.
old, but
However,
geriatric.
this team, when they get a lead, is so hard to take it from them.
Word.
So I think the Croatians will go through first. Italy, like I said, whenever an Italian team has a mid team, bro, El Shaarawy is in the lineup.
To be fair, when y'all won the World Cup, y'all were favorites to win the World Cup.
Yes, but when
in
we won the
06.
Euros, we were favorites to go out in the.
That's true. That was true.
So, quite
was a
frankly,
great
I'm
team.
rooting for this Italy team,
Cannavaro,
and I
fucking-
think that this Italy
yeah,
team
that
will
was-
do pretty well. Albanians, interesting stat. The Albanians did not score a single goal inside the box in their qualifiers, and they finished first in their group.
Sound like MLS.
That is a
Yeah,
team playing with the utmost confidence. And then we have the Spanish, who honestly, I don't think will do very well,
Word.
just based on the fact that that team is a bit mid. Like, in
Because
terms of-
Rodri, Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal. But yeah, for sure, bro. Definitely mid.
I mean, in terms of Spanish teams, yes.
Yeah, because they had the greatest team of all time, 2008, 2012.
So
Yeah.
you agree they're mid?
Compared to the greatest team of all time, yes, they're mid. They're
Thank
better than Albania, nigga.
you.
And
Sure.
old ass Croatia. The fuck? Go ahead.
I cannot wait for this group.
It's gonna be super exciting. We gotta watch the game.
That's good, Kendrick. That's good.
Let's see it.
I
That's
have
good.
Croatia,
This nigga's I like this one.
I have
Yeah.
Croatia. Spain, Albania, and Stinky Pizza Italians.
I can't wait to see what they say in these comments.
Croatia, for the same reason, they're veterans, they're experienced, they have goats on their team. Spain, I think Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams about to be causing a havoc on the wings. Albania, like I said earlier, they play with Vim. Italy, it's really hard to repeat a run like they did in the last Euros.
It's very hard.
I honestly don't really like the Italian national team for a number of reasons. And I don't think they're good for much other than pizza and pasta. And so I think they'll come last in that group.
Our boy Alexis said the pizza in Italy is trash too. In New York's better anyway, so that's kind of crazy.
What the fuck did Alexis say?
He said you got to talk to him. He said the pizza in Italy's trash.
All right, Alexis.
I don't even think you can.
Regardless of trash pizza,
comedian,
though, I got España first, Italia second, then Croatia and Albania, and I do think the top three will all go through. I think Spain's the most talented team in this group. I think Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams on the wings is going to be crazy. Morata in the middle, he had a very good season. Rodri holding it down.
2 goals this season.
That's not accurate at all. Like, just look it up. Bro. Straight to Atletico's page is not remotely accurate.
He just said, "I'm not wanted at my club." I saw him say that today.
That's fine. He didn't score 2 goals. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
No.
Like, that's so insane, bro.
Why did you say that?
Yeah, it's starting 9.
I saw Instagram comment.
Bro, he's actually Spain. Bro,
I saw Instagram.
You know he's almost Spain's all-time top scorer too. Like, all right, Seb,
He's
but
a scary
Seb facts.
individual.
Yeah,
He's
the confidence is crazy.
That was unprovoked.
Right? It's always unprovoked, bro. It's always unprovoked.
Rodri, probably best center defensive midfielder in the world right now. Extremely successful City. Good goalkeepers. I like the back line too. Carvajal's back at his best. But yeah, I think the big 3 will go through. That's all I got.
Bro said, I can't find
Yeah, of course, it's not true, bro.
He scored 21 goals.
Yeah, he scored 21. What the fuck's wrong with you, bro?
He said, I can't find it.
Yo, Jalen Brunson averaged 10 points this season. No, he didn't. He averaged 30. All right, like, what do you want me to do, bro? Jeez.
I believed it too. I was like, he's shit.
Two is crazy. Nah,
He started over to like, all right, bro.
Nah,
Keep it
facts.
going.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but the reason why I shouted Kendrick is the fact that Croatia does have a chance to end up on top. I do think Spain has the talent to get up there. The reality of the fact is that the Croatians find a way in terms of just their system as well. Italy should do what they should do, but I do not see them being top 2
Word.
in the group.
Moving on, Group C, we have England, Denmark, Serbia, Slovenia.
It's a nice kit, though, Seb.
Very nice kit.
Is it fake?
What?
Your kit.
I know Seb's putting Denmark last. Am I
It's
right, Seb?
fire.
Yeah.
Who's last?
Seb hates Denmark. No, he hates what they did with the kits last.
What is it again? I'm just putting
England, Serbia, Denmark, Slovenia, which is also my order. I can get into mine too while y'all write it down.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for Group C, I have England, Serbia, Denmark, Slovenia. England, probably the most talented team in the tournament besides France. Just one of their most talented generations ever. I think they should definitely win it. Fresh off the heartbreak of last Euros, it's time for them to get it done. Serbia has a super talented team. They have the likes of Tadic, Valovic, Mitrovic. Yes, all their names end with "ich," but a lot of big-time ballers who are dominating right now. I think Denmark, even with an aging Eriksson and Rasmus Højlund and people like that, and Schmeichel in goal, still a pretty talented team. And Slovenia, one of the best goalies in the world, Jan Oblak. But besides that, I don't think they have too much talent compared to the others. So that's my Group C.
I got Denmark, England, Slovenia, Serbia.
Really?
Denmark is always a very talented squad. They've been together for a long time. They play well together. They have a strong base.
Shout out Thomas.
England.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Thomas Delaney, who we interviewed in Mexico.
Big
that was
facts.
fire. What a guy.
England. Yeah, and Denmark has been through hell and back together. So,
Word.
True.
Yeah. England, they always have big names, but they don't play well together.
They did just lose to Iceland.
Yeah. Who else beat them in Euro 2016?
They don't play well together, partially due to the fact that a lot of them play for rival clubs. So I think there's a little bit of hatred and just like difference in tactics and where they play. The other 2 teams, I have no words for y'all.
Crying.
I have England first, Serbia second, Slovenia third, Denmark fourth. I still am upset at what they did about their kits in the World Cup. So, but I think the English will finally put it together, especially because it's not too difficult of a group. Like, I think they actually have a pretty good, like, this is a good path for them to have to start their tournament through. there's not really a team in here that should give them too much trouble. I think the Serbians will get their couple draws and get that one win,
Yep.
get through. I think Slovenia and Denmark will both lose or draw most of their games. So I
Yep.
think these two will go through.
Makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Word?
Can you show
Fair
the
enough.
camera?
Yeah, you show the camera.
Yeah, bro.
Fire. All right, moving on to Group D.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna read out my order and explain it, but also give y'all the names just so we can keep it going at a good speed.
Yeah.
France, Netherlands, Poland, Australia. So for Group D, my predictions are Austria. Sorry, France, Netherlands, Poland, Austria. France, most talented team in the tournament. They got to win the group. Netherlands, extremely talented team as well, and all the Ghanaians balling out. Shout out Xavi Simons, who I think might be young player of the tournament. Poland still has a good amount of talent with guys like Zalewski and Lewandowski up top, who's, they're all-time great. Austria,
Lewandowski just got injured.
oh, is he out?
I don't know if he's out. But
Okay.
He limped off the field.
I think he'll make it work because he didn't have the greatest season with Barca. This is about all he got.
So who?
Lewandowski for Poland. And then Austria, no Alaba, who is their everything. He's been Austrian player of the year like every year. And he plays center defensive mid instead of center back because he needs to control the entire game. Without him, I just don't see Austria doing anything. So
That's a really good shout.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this group in the shower this morning
While you're using Nivea.
while I was using my
Nivea
Men
men's product, you know what I'm saying?
France. The reason why I think France are gonna dominate, and I was thinking about like in terms of Mbappe, right? Like Mbappe knows how to take over a game. We saw this at the last World
For
Cup.
sure.
The reason why he hasn't been able to do that at PSG in the Champions League recently is because once you double him, there's nothing else. Like there's no other player on PSG who's gonna take over. So a lot of what I've been seeing about France is like, oh, like everybody's gonna rely on Mbappe. Once you shut down Mbappe, you're fucked. This is not the French squad. We have the likes of Thuram, Dembele, Muani, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if
Two of them are on PSG.
Like those niggas don't
Huh?
play with him on PSG.
Muani.
No, but I'm
yeah.
saying like when they play for France together, it's like
It is different. It is different.
it's a different
That is
situation.
different. Yeah.
Not even mentioning Griezmann, like the whole
Yeah.
midfield that's coming up to play with them as well.
Yeah, Chouameni,
So,
Camavinga.
I say all that to say France is gonna go far. Netherlands, you heard what I said about them already. Poland, Austria, similar reasons as Gabe.
Word.
I have here Netherlands first, France second, Austria, Poland. I'll start at the bottom. I think the Polish. I watched that game against Mexico in the World Cup. I was that's one of the first times I've seen Poland play. I was so unimpressed with this Polish national team. I don't think they're very good. So last,
So,
Austria. I just think they're gonna be better than Poland. So second to last, and then the Dutch and the French. I think it's a toss up. Like I'm not tied
Yeah.
to this too much.
I agree.
But I do think that the fact that the Dutch and the French play each other second, the French have a harder game playing Poland first.
yeah.
The Dutch have an easier
That's
game
fair.
playing Austria
Yeah.
second.
Yeah,
Might be more rested. That's the only reason why I
Yeah.
think the Dutch will come out on top.
yeah.
But either way, I think Netherlands and France go through for sure.
Orange.
I'm definitely biased, as I said, the Ghanaian representation, as well as me just coming from Netherlands. The reality of the fact, though, and Kendrick, you did highlight, is the fact that obviously with the French team and Mbappe, there are a lot of talent there. One thing that sticks out to me is the fact that the last Euros was one of Benzema's best Euro campaigns.
Yeah, he's gone.
Pogba had a great one.
Yep.
And if we look at it, Mbappe, he also didn't, and so we'll see how the French team is able to set up shop with that. Obviously, the World Cup is a more recent tournament to base it off of.
Yeah.
But the reality of the fact is we're doing group stage, and I think France will be fine once they get into the knockouts.
Word. All right, Group E, which I'm going to read off my order and then talk about it. Group E, we have Belgium, Slovakia, Ukraine, Romania. Belgium, Slovakia, Ukraine, Romania. Honestly, not much to say. I think Belgium is by far and away the best team in this tournament. And I saw some people talking about how they finally don't have the pressure on them because they're kind of past their golden generation. You don't have the peak Hazard with the peak, these other guys and whatnot. So still a very talented team with Lukaku, who's rising up the ranks of all-time international goal scorers.
Yep.
As well as De Bruyne, still balling out, maybe not quite at his level of last year. I think best goalie in the world in Courtois. They should definitely win this group.
He's out.
No, he just played in the Champions League final.
Yo, they didn't call him.
Yeah. Wait,
They didn't
he's
call
not
him.
in the squad?
I don't think he's in the
on the
squad.
squad.
That's
No.
insane. They have a couple of good
Maybe not
backup
for
keepers.
injury, but
Damn, that's insane.
I don't think he's.
Ukraine's got some talent. Mudryk and Zinchenko. I think they'll do something. Maybe get third. Romania, honestly, don't know too much. I forgot who was on Slovakia that I was looking up earlier, but they're good. I think they'll get second. Slavic defense gets shit done. So
I have Ukraine, Belgium, Romania, Slovakia.
Ukraine in
Um,
first.
I think Ukraine is going to be a sleeper this year. They have a lot to fight for. They're fighting for a war-torn country at the moment that's been through a lot. Their country was celebrating like crazy earlier this year when they qualified, I think in March or something like that. Well, what's his name? Zinchenko, his wife is like one of the top reporters in the country who has been following the team and reporting on like the team's progress. So if you got one of your teammates' wife reporting on y'all, cheering y'all on, messaging back to the country, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Wow. You was thinking I was gonna help.
That's a lot of strength. That's a lot of strength and
Hey,
fortitude behind you.
You landed,
So
I think.
You landed it. Spain won the World Cup when Iker Casillas' girl was reported.
That's what I'm
So,
saying. That's what I'm
Even
saying.
though
Like,
Kylian,
I think
right?
you gotta do it for your homie's wife,
What Kendrick is saying is the team talks hit a little different.
bro.
Yeah, facts.
So
So they got
all-
the news in the locker room. Come on.
All that to say, I think they'll do well. I agree with Gabe. Belgium's like one of the best teams in the tournament that people aren't really talking about. I think they only have like 3 players who weren't with them at the World Cup. So like,
Where they didn't make it out the group though,
yeah.
but they have the talent.
But in terms of
Yeah.
like continuity and,
for
and
sure.
chemistry,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then the other 2 teams, Georgia's a state in the U.S.
That's another group, but yeah.
Oh,
I'm just Romania and Slovakia. Romania and Slovakia. No. That's happened. Like you ever look at something, then you realize you texting it, but you meant to text
Yeah,
something else
facts,
because like, oh, hydration. Yeah, okay.
That's a
Bet.
great
Got
save.
you. Bro, what?
It's a great save.
Assist. I'm an assist man. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Oh,
Ziyech.
nah.
Y'all got the same.
Please.
Oh wow,
Yes.
you're lit, bro.
Go ahead. Explain.
I mean, listen, Belgium.
I think I had the same ranking too.
They have the talent to do so.
Yeah.
I think one key figure, another Ghanaian, Jeremy Doku, is someone very hard to guard on the wing. And so with this, that one-on-one ability, anything can happen. Personally rooting for them as well.
Cool.
Ukraine, it'll be good to see them do well.
They'll have a lot of support. Neutral support is the word.
Neutral
Just like out of solidarity and whatnot. So
That's
I think that's gonna help.
Belgium's first. I hate that Tintin jersey.
Bro, I hate it too.
Oh, I
It's
love
the
it.
worst. It's the
I
worst.
love
It's
it.
so ugly. It's the worst. It's the
It's
only bad Adidas
so
kit.
ugly.
It's so bad. It's
They
so
look
pointless.
like-
do
they
you
look
like
like-
the, do you like the
Wow.
comic though?
Huh?
Tintin is a
Of course, I
great-
love Tintin.
That's fine.
I
Great
read
comic.
Tintin
But-
growing up. But
Wow.
bro,
Leave that to Tintin.
I'm surprised. That's
They
my
look-
one of my favorite.
I
look
know.
like
'Cause you
preppy
are obsessed with
schoolboys,
collared
bro.
kits.
That's true.
they look
No,
like
bro.
preppy schoolboys.
And the collar just being such a different.
With
like,
the brown short.
shorts. Oh my
It's
god.
disgusting.
It's literally Tintin. No, it's disgusting.
I feel like that goes crazy.
You gonna wear it full kit, Winka? Do it.
Anyway, I hate the jersey,
Shout
but
out
I think
to
they'll go through.
Yeah.
Ukraine, again, a lot of neutral support. Slovakia, Romania. Bro, Romania used to be very good
Word.
at this sport. They used to be very good. They need to figure that out. There's a good documentary about how Romanian football destroyed itself on YouTube.
They eat too much meat.
Okay. And moving on to the next group. Gabe, take us away.
It's so crazy.
Take us away.
All right, Group F, the final group. We have Portugal, Turkey, Georgia, Czech Republic, and that is my pick. Portugal, Turkey, Georgia, Czech Republic. Georgia, the country. A lot of people don't know that is a country in Europe, but it's also a state in the U.S. Portugal, by far the most talented team in this group. Leao, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, who just scored a crazy goal at the age of 39,
fact.
still breaking records. João Felix, just so much talent. They should run through this group. Turkey, very underrated, and I think are dark horse for me, with the likes of Arda Güler for Real Madrid, only 19 years old, absolutely balling out. And I'm going to pronounce his name wrong.
Yildiz or
Yilmaz as well, or Yildiz.
Yil-
A lot of
Yildiz?
players balling out on Fenerbahce and Galatasaray in their country too. And then the player on Inter, how do you pronounce his last name correctly?
Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
Çalhanoğlu.
Çalhanoglu.
Çalhanoğlu, one of the best defensive midfielders in the world, who's adjusted from being a more attacking player to more defensive. I think he's going to hold it down. Georgia, Kvaratskhelia, however you pronounce his name, I think he's going to do a little bit of a carry job, even just to get them to third place. Czech Republic, they've really fallen off. They used to be very good. They beat the U.S. 3-0 in the 2006 World Cup. Used to have the likes of Nedved, I
shit.
believe Thomas Rosicky from Arsenal, and a couple others. Like, they really used to have that level.
What
I
do you
think
know
they
about
fell-
Nedved?
Definitely.
What do you know
But they
about
fell off, so I think they're going to get last place. And that's the last group as well for the Euros. So,
What do you know about Nedved?
Portugal for all the obvious reasons. I'm rooting for my guy Leao.
come on.
Turkey. I was reading about this guy. I think his name is Kenan Yildiz, who plays for Juve. He's 19 years
That's
old.
it. Yeah, another team.
Baller, that kid.
There was a
Him and
lot.
Arda? Whew.
there was a lot of drama around him not being called up for Germany because he was born in Germany. He's of Turkish descent. And there was a whole conversation about obviously like Islamophobia and just like the anti-Turkish sentiment that happens to be in like the German football camp. And so
It's
this
an issue
this is
for
his chance to go back home and go crazy and kind of carry on the legacy of Ozil, even though Ozil
Yeah.
played for Germany.
Yeah.
So
That's a big thing, bro. I just saw Nike Berlin posted was Copa 90
Same
about
with Poland
Turkish
as well.
people in Germany, like, and Nike sponsors Turkey, and the comments were crazy. Just like, oh, but what about Germans in Turkey? Why didn't you make a video for that? I'm just like,
oh yeah.
bro, for so many reasons, that would
the
make
Germans
the same
the
amount of
Germans
sense,
don't rock
bro.
with the Turkish.
That was sad to see, unfortunately. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm rooting for them.
Yazerski.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Makes sense.
I think I'm gonna surprise you guys with this one.
He's not dead ass
Is
though.
he
He's
mocking-
not dead
is he
ass.
mocking it?
Nah, he's
I'm
not
actually-
dead ass.
I'm so serious.
He's not dead ass, bro.
I'm so serious.
He's not dead ass.
I'm so serious.
You're not
I could've
serious.
been
What's the reason?
They're
If
gonna
what's the
call
reason
him
for the
clickbait.
last one?
Nah, they are.
It
This
is.
is
It is.
clickbait,
yeah.
bro. You're lying,
They're
sir.
gonna
So-
call him.
No, because it's like if
Every-
somebody
oh,
put a gun to your head
Yeah.
and said Portugal's gonna be last, do you actually think that you?
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
explain.
And if Portugal don't end up last, you're gone forever.
We have to kill you.
Yeah, like that's the risk. You're like, fuck it. Go with, name 3 players on Czech Republic, bro.
Nah,
Name
we
two-
not doing
name
that.
one.
We not doing that. We don't do that.
It's not
Uh,
about
we
the
do
names.
that.
It's not about the
I'm fucking
names.
with you,
It's about the culture.
He's good. He's good. Actually.
So I'll
I'm
explain.
fucking with you.
So
go ahead.
Turkey first, right? Every game in
Got you.
every game in the Euros is a home match. The amount of support they're about to receive and the amount they're playing for, and also how talented their squad is and how underrated their squad is, I think they go first. I think they win every game well as well. Czech Republic, this is one of these teams that is always solid and has always produced. So a lot of like if a lot of you guys like play FIFA, like a lot of the 78 to 81 rated players in the Prem, Serie A, French league are always of Czech descent. That's what you need to get second place in the Euros. You need a team of very solid level players that are playing for their country. This is what I said in the World Cup with
Almost-
Serbia. Same
yeah.
idea. Georgia, I don't know if y'all saw that video of when the Georgians qualified, but I think, and we'll put it after this clip, that might be the coolest video I've seen in European sports in a long time. The amount of people in that stadium that were, and the way that it was filmed, I think with Kvaratskhelia and that goalkeeper as well, he's Valencia's goalkeeper, I believe. Marjashvili, I think is his name.
Portugal.
Portugal,
So, because of cool videos.
let's be
Portugal,
very
yeah,
honest.
so-
This Portuguese team is extremely talented, but I think that ultimately that chemistry issue with the amount of media attention that Ronaldo's about to get and the fact that they don't play their positions in the right, like they don't play their players
Yeah.
in the right positions, will really affect them. And I
Yeah.
think if they lose their first game, it's downhill from there. So I'm not saying this in some sort of like sensationalist
yeah.
way. I really think that mentally this Portuguese team is teed up for a crash.
I'll give you some
That's
bail.
why.
We were gonna get into most disappointing teams, and I root for Portugal. My great grandmother's actually from Portugal.
Wow.
I think Portugal, with the talent they have compared to how they're gonna perform, I think they could be
Night and day.
disappointing.
Night and day.
And
That's
just
what I
thinking
think.
about the chemistry with a very far aging Ronaldo in his
Right.
last international tournament, Leao maybe didn't have his best season at AC
Did not.
Milan.
Not at all.
The whole vibe of the team, the talent and the names is there, but the vibe as a unit, I'm not feeling it. Who's the guy who's gonna carry in the bigger moments? Does Ronaldo even start? There's questions. I don't know. So I feel you in
Anyway,
terms they
like,
could be
listen,
disappointing,
gun to your
but they
head.
should win the group.
Gun to your head, if you had to pick a team
To be
that
disappointing?
would be disappointing, you'd probably
Out of the
pick
big
Portugal.
names,
But
yeah,
I will
that's
say in that though, are you stating that Portugal will find a way to lose every match?
I think so. At least lose two,
We have
lose
to
two,
run-
draw
we have
one.
to run through the Copa.
Word.
Like,
Of
Or
course,
do
of
we
course.
do a Copa episode next week separately
It's fine.
for an hour,
When does
low-key.
Copa start?
It's only
A week
16,
later.
It's only 4 groups.
16.
or we could just do the groups now.
It's 4 groups. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Bet. All right. Moving on, that is our predictions there.
We'll
We've
go
already
deeper
talked about
into it
our
next
winners,
time.
and we'll go deeper into it next time. And that's when we'll pick our young player of the tournament and everything.
Yeah,
Actually, we can just
exactly.
wait on that. Let's keep this to
Exactly.
the group stage.
Exactly.
Group A in Copa America, we have Argentina, Peru, Chile, and Canada, or Canada, I guess I gotta say. So
Canada.
that one didn't need the accent.
Canada.
You know what I'm saying?
Um,
Remember when someone got mad at me pronouncing Uruguay correctly?
Bro, so correctly.
Yeah.
Like how you
and I'm
pronounce
also
the country's
Spanish
name.
speaking, but you know when you have darker, anyways.
let me see.
All right, I'll start.
Go ahead,
We have
broski.
Argentina top favorites for the tournament. We have the Canadian Maple Leafs in second. I think they're going to do a lot more than people expect them to. Chile, I think they won a couple years ago. A very strong team, but I don't know what they got going on right now. And Peru, I don't know anything about them either. So I'm going to go with those top two.
They almost made it to the World Cup, which was a big deal for them.
Nice.
I got Argentina, Chile, Canada, and then Peru. Argentina is just the best team in this group. Chile still has a very solid squad. I think they have a bit more just bite to them in these international tournaments. Canada, after what they showed me in the last World Cup, 0 points. I just don't fully believe in them just yet, but I think they'll do much better at the World Cup. And then Peru in last, but I think it's going to be close between those three. I think Argentina gets 9 points, but it could be 4-4-3 or something like that in terms of the other points. So.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still thinking.
I have Argentina first. I mean, they should clean up this group.
They really should.
Chile second. I think they're doing. I think they're gonna do like a very clear like second place, and then I think it'll be a fight to get like that third place between Peru and Canada. I think Peru just has a bit more like players playing in Europe, a bit more experience. The Canadian team with that 0 point showing in the World Cup, a bit disappointing. I don't really believe in them yet, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Footy culture. Let me know.
All right, Josh.
Yeah, I
Really?
definitely want the Canadians to.
No, I'm rooting for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they can find a way, as you said, even with the 0 points in the World Cup. That's what you just mentioned.
Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully, that turns into just motivation, things
so.
that you learn from.
I hope so.
I can start with Group B.
Go ahead.
I got Ecuador up top. My boy Moises Caicedo at Chelsea gonna control the midfield. Valencia had a crazy World Cup a couple years ago.
Yep.
I got Jamaica in second. They've been through a lot of drama recently with Leon Bailey, but they have a very strong squad. A lot of players playing overseas, doing their thing. Mexico, I think they're gonna crash out. Their fan base is way too aggressive.
Yep.
Venezuela, they're not doing nothing.
Yeah, I see a lot of talent. I got the same ranking: Ecuador, Jamaica, Mexico, and Venezuela. Ecuador, I think, is just by far the best team in this group. They should get 9 points. I think it's a toss-up between Jamaica and Mexico.
Yeah,
Both have been – well, Mexico's been very disappointing. Jamaica's now getting at a higher level, but I think that's still probably around the level Mexico's at.
Yep.
But you got to pick some upsets or some moments. I think it'd be huge for them to get out of this group, and good for CONCACAF as well, because you could have Ecuador, Venezuela, and I just don't think Venezuela has the talent to match up with the other three.
I have Mexico first, Jamaica second, Ecuador third, Venezuela fourth.
Really, Ecuador out.
Mexico, every single game is a home match, but like a really very serious home match.
Okay. I get
But
what
the
you're
way
saying.
they sell the tickets, the Ecuadorians can pull up wherever too. You know what I'm saying?
Those Mexicans will buy those tickets from the Ecuadorians.
I don't know how they do all the
They'll-
sales.
They'll,
in that, but
they'll say they're
yeah.
they'll say they're Ecuadorian.
Word.
Every game is gonna be like that's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
That's gonna be insane.
How
Jamaica,
do you spell this?
I very much so believe in this Jamaican team. So I think second,
No.
Ecuador. Honestly, I think Ecuador is a bit fraudulent. To be honest, I think they had a very easy World Cup group, and then they kind of crumbled right away. And I don't honestly think this Ecuadorian team is anywhere near as good as people are touting them to be. Venezuela fourth.
Ecuador can continue, the World Cup run. Y'all know which side I'm a root for. I'm always gonna big up Jay, and hopefully they do well. We'll see how Mexico do. As you said, it's a home game, but their squad isn't the same as it used to be. Venezuela, good luck.
All right. Group C. Uruguay definitely is. Actually, I'm gonna change it. You go ahead.
Group C, despite the racial abuse I have felt,
Despite
the racial
in
abuse,
the face of
just over opinions. Uruguay first, USA second, Bolivia followed by Panama. I think group stage wise, I think Uruguay and USA are gonna tie, but I do think I could see USA slipping up more likely against Bolivia and Panama with a draw, not losing compared to Uruguay, who I think will take care of business. But it's very close, and I could see USA also getting first in the group. So it's definitely those two. I don't think the other two have a chance, but it'll get tight. It'll still get tight, but I just don't think at the end of the day they'll go through. I think the talent level between them is Uruguay and USA.
I'm gonna switch the order real quick and put USA on top. I think, like I said earlier, they just have a lot to prove. I think they're gonna come hard through the group stage. Uruguay is a very strong team, but I don't think they're as good as the USA. And Panama and Bolivia, not saying Pim.
Heard you.
Let me look up one thing first before
Josh.
I can go.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead, go ahead.
We're currently actually drawing Brazil right now in the 51st minute. A goal from Christian Pulisic and a goal from
Fire.
Rodrigo.
Oh yeah, the game's on right now.
Yeah,
Forgot
so
about that. Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's very interesting. But anyway, I just watched Uruguay slap up Mexico. I think it was 5-1. So I'm worried about them. I'm actually scared of Uruguay right now. So I'm gonna go Uruguay first, the Americans second, and then actually I have Panama third, Bolivia fourth. Man, I really hope the U.S. does well, and I think these are games that are winnable. Panama, Bolivia. So I think, depending on how the games are situated and who we play first and who we play second, I think we'd have some really good momentum going into the second round.
Yep.
But yeah, I really hope we do well.
Disclaimer: a lot of these predictions are things I want to see happen.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That's bold. I love it.
Bro, I need the U.S. to step up to that game because that Uruguay game, if they're really able to, do what they need to do, that'll be a point of reference for the rest of the tournament.
For sure.
It'll be tough, though, because as you said, Uruguay definitely slaps people up. They're hatchet men, bro.
Yes.
They'll kick you.
As you know.
I almost put them last for that.
Oh,
Should've.
word.
Should've.
It's so funny.
You should have.
You want to do C? Or is D?
He said,
Fuck.
I would have.
Yeah, bro.
Last group, I got Colombia, Brazil, Paraguay, and Costa Rica last. Colombia, they just made a song together. That's top tier confidence.
Word.
Nobody's really topping that right now. Brazil, we see time and time again, they look a little disjointed, but obviously they have all the firepower, so they're still going to score goals, still going to play well. Costa Rica, they might have a little run. They've done so in the past in like major tournaments, but I just don't see either of those teams doing much against those two powerhouses. So.
Word. Similar for me, Group D, Colombia, Brazil, Costa Rica, and Paraguay. Colombia, one of the most informed teams in the world right now, 21 games unbeaten, a song together. I think Los Cafeteros are going to win this group and win the tournament. Brazil, second place, and which is good because I have USA in second place. They won't face each other in the next round. Vini's my guy. He's going to ball out. I just don't think they're as good as the team of Colombia right now. Los Ticos, I think we'll get third. Paraguay, no Roque Santa Cruz, no party. Yeah. If you know, you know.
It's true.
Come on.
To go off again, we actually put down the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want this to happen because I want Brazil to go through, some of their losses and use that as motivation. The reality of the fact is, as you guys are highlighting, Colombia does have a different type of unity right now. But the group stage, as much as it matters, just have to get out of there.
Yeah. But Copa's tougher because only two go through
Nah, it's true.
compared to the other.
Same thing as these two very learned gentlemen over here. Colombia first, Brazil second, Costa Rica third, Paraguay fourth. Like I said, I think the Colombians are the dark horses, and I don't know, you can really have dark horses in such a small tournament. But I think
Kind of, because
they're
Brazil
underrated.
Argentina are so big.
Yeah, they're underrated favorites in this tournament. I think the Brazilians will have a little bit of a slip up, as they often do, a little bit disjointed, as they often are. The Costa Ricans, I think, have done some very good things in international tournaments and might even sneak in over Brazil if things go really wrong. And I think Paraguay last, unfortunately. Shout out Hector. He's my
Shout out
Paraguayan
Hector.
friend. But
Word. Shout out your boy. Josh already did yours, right?
Oh, we all did the same
You
thing.
did? Oh, yeah,
Yes, I
facts.
did.
Look at that.
Yeah.
What a unified way to end the episode. So that was our Euros and Copa America preview. Focus on the group stage and the winners.
comment
But
down below what you think.
yeah, comment below what you think for all those groups. We're going to get a bunch of clips of these out too. And then next time we'll talk to you about young player of the tournament picks, player of the tournament, top scorer, more surprise teams and whatnot. And then, of course, analyze what's actually happening. Yeah, very excited for it to start Friday, June 14th.
One
Germany.
quick shout. We talked about how we feel about the Euros, Did we talk about how we feel about this Copa America in general? So just
Yeah.
the tournament.
I think we did, but we can also, I would just say very exciting with it being back in the U.S.
Yes.
Just a lot of energy around it. It's going to bring out the beautiful diversity of our country,
Mhm.
both for the locals and then seeing the people traveling in. And I think it's a great opportunity for the U.S. as a warm up for the World Cup. So that's how I see it.
Yeah.
The reason why I brought it up is because from the 16th of June to the 22nd of June, we have the Euros at 9 a.m. We have the Euros at 12 p.m. We have the Euros at 3 p.m. We have Copa at 6 p.m. and Copa at 9 p.m.
Word.
So
So
if
then
you-
we out to Vino Friday
If
after
you're
that.
trying to
right?
hit me during those times, bro,
I'm
it's just
on.
bliss in football,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, it's a fact. And on January 22nd, we'll be
June?
on June 22nd, we'll be hosting a watch party at Brookland
Come on.
for the Jamaica versus Mexico match. Probably start up around 7 o'clock. The match starts at 9 p.m. We'll have drinks, DJ, food,
Come on.
vibes, vendors, and it'll be a great way to just come together as a community and celebrate
And kick off Copa, right? First game for them.
Yep.
Yep.
and
Let's get it.
celebrate a beautiful tournament.
In a
So,
beautiful location as well.
beautiful summertime coming.
Word. And the same venue where we met Seb.
Yeah, that's a
Crazy.
fact.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Right,
fact.
you know what I'm saying? That's how we gotta close it. That's the perfect way to do it.
that's a
So
fact.
appreciate y'all. Episode
Bye, guys.
58.
Love.
Peace.
Bye.